Hello friends. So today we'll be doing SQL. SQL is structured query language. Okay. So basically in this we will design a database, we will manipulate data inside the database, and we will also control the way who can access the data. Okay. So basically the SQL commands is being divided into three broad categories. Okay. So first one is DDL, that is data definition language. Okay. Second is DML, and the third one is DCL, that is data control language. In DDL, basically we define the structure, we work on the structure of the database. Okay. So we will define the structure, we can manipulate the structure, that is if there is some problem in the structure, we will change the structure, or we can even delete the entire table. Okay. So the commands which come under DDL are create, alter command, drop the table, or truncate the table. Okay. So next is DML. DML is data manipulation language. Here what we will do, we will manipulate the data which is already being stored in the database. Okay. So we will manipulate data stored in database. Okay. So by saying manipulate, what we can do, we can either first will insert the data, or there is a chance that we can update the data which is already being stored in the data or in the database. Okay. There's a chance also that we need to delete sometime data from the database. So we'll use delete command. And the most important part is selecting or retrieving the data from the database. Okay. That is select command. Okay. So from UGC net perspective, this select command is very important. And today we will be seeing most part of select statement. Okay. The third part is data control language. Here we will be seeing commands to help user who can control the language, who can control the database. Okay. So there might be several people who are having access to the database. So we can allow certain people not to access the database, or certain people to allow to access the database. Okay. So if we want certain people to access the database, we use the grant command. Okay. And if we don't want that the person is cannot access the database, we use the revoke command. Okay. So basically when it comes to UGC net perspective, there will be around 1 to 2 questions every year from this part. Okay. 1 to 2 questions from this part. So basically the questions can be from relational database also, relational algebra also, and SQL. Okay. So this part contains at least 2 questions every year. So if this part is being done, you can attempt 2 questions, and this part is really very easy. Okay. So we will now move to select command. Okay. So first, let me tell you in detail what is select command. Okay. In our database, we already have the data. Okay. So suppose in the relational database, the data is stored in the form of a table. Okay. So suppose we are having a relation R. Okay. We are having certain columns in this table A, B, C. Okay. And some data is stored inside it. Okay. So basically select command help us to retrieve the data from this table. Okay. This table. It helps us to retrieve the data from this table. So first we will see what is the syntax for the select command, and then we'll see various options which we can use with the select command. Okay. So the syntax for select command is select column list from tables or table list where, and here will be a set of conditions. Okay, so we will be seeing one by one what is the different format. Okay, what are the different options we are having with the SQL command. So first, let me first tell you the relationship between the SQL select command and the relational algebra command which we have done earlier. Okay, so in relational algebra we have also done certain queries. So we'll see how is this related here. Relational algebra. Okay, so in relational algebra we have done projection, we have done selection, and we have done joins. Okay, so here in this SQL, all these three commands can be taken care in just one select statement. Okay, so we'll see which part of our select command uh, connect to the relational algebra each commands. Okay, so the first projection is the column list. Okay, so the column list. The second selection is the way in which we select the rows. Okay, so the rows are being selected here with the on the basis of this condition. So condition is here, and at the last, what is here? We are having a list of tables. Okay, so the list of table are based on certain conditions, and these are joins. List of tables. And to be more specific, these are basically Cartesian products. Okay, first we will have the Cartesian product, and on the basis of conditions, we will have the join. Okay, so next we will see that there are various options in select command. Okay, so one by one we'll see each option. So let me first tell you what are the various options. So the first option is we can join various table in the select command. Second option is we can have different aggregate functions. Okay, so there are like many different aggregate functions. They can be like maximum. We can find maximum from any column. We can find minimum from any column. We can find average. We can find sum, or we can have a count of all the columns. Okay. Now, this all can be done using the select command. Okay. So the next option is distinct. See, in relational algebra, what we have done is on the basis of set theory. In relational algebra, table is treated as a set theory. Set. Okay. In set, basic theory is that there is no duplicate values. But in SQL, there by default it gives a default duplicate values. Okay. So in order to eliminate this duplicate values, we have distinct option. Okay, so when we use a distinct option, what will happen? It will eliminate all the duplicate values. Okay, so basically distinct is used to eliminate duplicate values. Okay, and another option is alias. Okay, so when we will be joining two table, or sometimes we need that we change the for basically the select command is used to retrieve the data. Okay, so while we retrieve the data, it is always good to change the name of the column which we are displaying in a some meaningful way. Okay, so we can use basically aliasing for this, or for join we use it because when we are joining two table, the table name might be very big. So we can like rename it to a small name and then we can use it. Okay. Ah. So the next option is pattern matching. Okay, so basically sometimes what happens, we don't know the exact criteria to select the data, select the table or select the columns. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, for example, I'll take example for you. Suppose we want to select, if we are having an employee table, okay, we are having two rows, two columns in it, EID and E-name. Okay, so it might contain several rows inside it. Okay, so suppose it have A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, one, two. So we don't know the exact name, but we know that only we have to select this employee whose name is starting with A. Okay, name of employee starting with A. For this kind of query, we don't have the, we cannot apply equal to. Okay, so for this, what SQL gives is we are having two wildcard character. One is percent and one is underscore. So percent is used when we want to have n number of matching characters. Okay, it can be any number of matching character. And for underscore, we can match only single character, only single character, only one characters. And with percent, we can match many characters. Okay, so while we are using pattern matching, okay, we cannot use the equal to commands. In that case, we have to use the like. Okay, let's select asterisk from employee where e name. I'll write the query for you. Select e name from employee where e name like a asterisk, a percentage. Okay, so here when we write this query a percentage, this means that any name which is starting with a, we'll have that in the output. Okay, so we'll see the next command. So the next command is between. Okay, so between is used to have the range for any values. Okay, so suppose in our employee table, which we are using right now, employee table, we have another column that is salary. Okay, so salary can be anything. So suppose it is 10,000, first one, and the second one is 5,000. Okay, so if we want to select this employee whose salary is between 10,000 to 12,000. Okay, salary is between 10,000 to 12,000. Okay, in that case, we can use between. So select asterisk from employee where salary between 10,000 and 12,000. Okay, so basically between is used to define a range in a where cloud. Okay, and next is in. Okay, in what we do, suppose we want to have a certain values, like suppose we are having two or three values which we need to match. Okay, suppose we need to have the employee id, employee name of employees which who have employee id as 1, 2 and 5. Okay, 1, 2 and 5. 1, 2 and 5. So what we can do? We have a we need to we need to select the employee whose whose EID is 1, 2 and 5. Okay, so what will be the query? We will use the in command. Okay, select district from employee where EID in 1, 2 and 5. Okay, next is exist. Okay, in exist, if there exists only one or at least one, then the query will be executed. Okay, so the last one is the subquery. In certain cases, what happened, in their clause, instead of a condition, we given another query. Okay, so this first the inner query will be executed, then the outer query will be executed. So when it comes to the net perspective, this subquery part and this join part and other is the group by click part. This is used basically to group a certain row on the basis of certain values. Okay, so these three things are very important from the net perspective. Okay, and the major part is covered. Major part of the questions come from this part only. Thank you.